Good morning, everybody. It's Wednesday. I think this chair is absolutely driving me mad. Every time I sit on it, it just goes, I need to invest in a new chair. It's driving me nuts. It's Wednesday. We made it. We're here. So please say hi. Tell me where you're watching from. Now, we're live on several different platforms at the moment, just to give out more information and try and share as much of the love as possible. But you know what you've got to do. The first thing you've got to do before we get into the content is you've got to say hello. So Robert, good morning. Daniel's just joined us. Good morning. We've got James from Scotland. Whereabouts in Scotland? Apu, good morning to you. Hello from Belfast from Donna. Is it Donna? Sorry, H has just joined. Linda, good morning. We've got Terry who's just joined us as well. Good morning. Tell me where you're watching from. We've got Reese from Kent. Good morning to you, Reese. We've got Chief Andy who's just joined us. Cragner has just joined us. L700 has just joined us. My name pronounced Donald. Sorry, Donald. I was just rushing through the comments. Thank you. Hello from Swindon. Good morning, Dave from the Wirral. James from Cumbernauld. We have got Dawn in the house today. Good morning. Doesn't say where you're watching from. Stefano, good morning. Nice to see you. Haven't seen you for a while. I know what you mean. It's not been a whole, but it has been a while. Don't forget, folks, click on that like button, tap on that screen, do what you got to do. Jabu, good morning from Birmingham. We've got Jeremiah. Doesn't say where you're watching from, though. Jabu is watching from Birmingham. Thank you so much. Who else is in the house today? Dawn from Devon is with us. Anthony from South Wales. We've got Glyn from Stoke-on-Trent. Stefano, it has been a while indeed. It hasn't been a whole. Good morning, Ryan from Ramsbottom. Nice to have you. Dominic is in the house. Dom from Farnborough, who's watching on YouTube. Good morning. Graham is also watching on YouTube from the Philippines. Okay, keep those comments coming in, right? And we'll go back to the comments in a second. What's going on in the world of property? What's going on in the world of real estate, depending on where you are? Real estate, man. Are you a realtor? Is that good? Anyone from America? I'm a realtor, man. Is it even an accent? Right. I'm going to talk to you about the most attractive subject of energy efficiency heat pumps. Oh, yes, because that's just how we roll here. And I know you can't control yourself. So sit down, take a deep breath, and let's talk things energy. A survey of landlords has suggested that LED lighting is the most popular and effective way to choose to improve your property's EPC. Thank you for the roses. Did you know that? LEDs are the best way to improve your energy performance. Now, the survey of just 459 landlords. Why don't people come over to my community? I've got nearly 500,000 followers across my socials, and yet they survey 459 landlords. I've got 24,000 members of my property group. It doesn't seem that big, really, does it? But anyway, it found that 56% of those whopping 459 people say that the sustainability of their property is important to them, irrespective of changing the EPC regulations. Now, when asked about the adaptations that they had already made to boost their energy, LED lighting was the most popular change, with a significant majority of those making the change said that it had actually worked. Now, about 3/4 of those that have not replaced old light bulbs with LEDs said that they plan to do so in the next 12 months. Investing in double or triple glazing using smart meters, adding wall or loft insulation, and installing energy efficiency kitchen appliances were all of the other most common things on the list. So clearly, upgrades such as LEDs can be relatively affordable. However, in the current economic climate, making more substantial improvements such as investing in double glazing or installing loft insulation may be financially out of reach for some landlords. So by working with brokers, lenders must be on hand to provide flexible products that will help landlords make the changes that their property needs. There we go. Kyle, good morning. Just been watching the live on Facebook. Awesome. And now you're on TikTok. Good morning to Lord of the Ward. Love your videos, very valuable. Thank you. Apple user, you've got the #1 gifter badge. Thank you very much indeed. David, good morning from Ireland. Chief Andy, I've heard you're an ex-inspector, ex-sergeant. Nat, good morning from South London. Good morning to John from Birmingham and James from Cumbernauld, just outside of Glasgow. What's going on Facebook? So Andy, I've got LEDs all around the house. Awesome. Jane, good morning from Lincoln. Adam, Manchester, no problem. Huey, good morning from Hartlepool. Adam, morning. Rick, great new updates, great property information. Thank you, Adam. Thank you for watching. Let's click on that share button, folks. Come on, let's get it out there. Can you click on the share button? I don't know what's happened on Facebook today. Everyone's gone really quiet. I don't know where everybody is. Owen, good morning. You're watching on YouTube, but it says Owen TikTok. Mandy, good morning from London. Also watching on YouTube. Loads of people watching on YouTube today. Graham from the Philippines is also on YouTube. We've got Donna Marie is watching, doesn't say where from though, on LinkedIn. We've got Courtney, good morning from Birmingham. Donna Marie from Luton, thank you so much. All right. What's next? What is next in the news today? Labour candidates are on the warpath over a landlord loophole. What landlord loophole? Tell me about it, because I don't know and I'm really keen to find it. A Labour candidate hoping to become the MP in a popular tourist area is on the warpath over what she calls a tax loophole, really, for private landlords. Alison Hume, who is standing for Labour in the next general election at Whitby and Scarborough, has told the Northern Echo currently there is a loophole for second homeowners to avoid paying council tax by simply changing their residence to a business and then letting out the property for a couple of weeks a year. Rubbish. Absolute nonsense. Now, if you're going for council, then you should know what the legislation states. That is absolute nonsense. To get business rates and to come from council tax, you have to have a minimum occupation. Now, in Wales, for example, in Gwynedd, that's 182 nights per year occupied. Now, when you say there's a loophole, and if homeowners can let their property for just a couple of weeks a year, is nonsense. The VOA, the council tax, they won't allow you to go from council tax to business rates if you're just renting for a couple of weeks a year. You've got to have a qualifying period. Now, I don't know what that is in England. I can't remember, but it's something along the lines of 220 nights out of the 12-month occupation before you can change to business rates. So Alison Hume, I'm calling you out. You cannot just go for 2 weeks and then go on to business rates. Anyway, rant down. Let's continue with the news feed. She says this is really hitting coastal areas like Whitby and Scarborough. Local authorities funding is likely to be under increased pressure with the new introduction of the North Yorkshire Council at the beginning of April. I'm not going to read any more of that because it's nonsense. If you're going to stand, right, and if you want to become an MP, get your facts right. Simple as that. You've given me a cough now, Alison Hume. I should stand for MP. I don't know. It's crazy. Courtney, kids are on strike. Kids' schools are on strike. So everyone is running around after the kids. Is that what's happening today? Are they on strike? I don't know. Okay. Labour Stefano saying the Labour candidate is nonsense. Look, I don't know how many minimum in Wales, right? I can only say Wales because my service holiday lets in Wales. 182 nights is the qualifying period. If you can't be occupied for 182 nights out of a 12-month period, then you've got to pay council tax, and they will charge you 4 times as much council tax as normal. So I don't live in Scarborough and Whitby, but the occupation element is going to be there. There is a threshold. It's not just for Whitby and Scarborough. And trying to say that you can get to, just a couple of nights a year or a couple of weeks a year is ridiculous. You won't be getting my vote, that's for sure. Labour, learn the legislation before you start trying to preach to other people what that legislation is. And there's loopholes because you're talking clap, trap, Alison Hume. Generation Rent has said that tenants now are afraid to report damp. Activist group Generation Rent is demanding that the government tighten regulations on damp and mould. And it's trying this to call to scrap Section 21. Still got a cough now, Alison Hume. You've done it to me. The group claims that local councils in England found 1,106 private rented homes with dangerous levels of damp and mold in 2021-22, and then adds that the threat of a Section 21 eviction notice can discourage tenants from complaining about such problems and need some water. It's all the ranting. Now, under the Freedom of Information Act, Generation Rent asked 115 councils in England about their enforcement of housing standards, including mold and damp and other severe Category 1 hazards. Now, a Category 1 hazard poses a serious and immediate risk to a person's health and safety, and the 65 councils which reported a breakdown of complaints had received 60,000 complaints about standards in rented housing, and 8,000 of those were about damp and mold. Now, the news today, folks, has been brought to you by propertyinvestortoday.co.uk and their sister website. So shout out, go over to propertyinvestortoday.co.uk if you need any more information about what's happening in the current state of the housing market. Now, finally today, I mentioned this yesterday, it's really important if you're a landlord and a tenant that the new How to Rent guide is being issued this Friday, according to a government communication with the National Residential Landlords Association. So this is a critical importance to agents and to landlords who must serve the latest version at the start of any new tenancy or at the renewal of a statutory periodic tenancy. Okay? It forms part of the prescribed information that landlords must issue, and if they do not, they might lose the right to repossess under Section 21. Very important. We're good? Excellent. Okay. So, folks, that's it today. We need Labour out of Parliament. Reputable source, yes, absolutely. So, folks, thank you for being here. Quite a lot of people over all of the different platforms today. I'll be back here tomorrow at 9 o'clock for more of the same. Don't forget to follow me. Click on the bell notification so you don't miss these, because very often I'll go out there and people say, Rick, I couldn't find your news feed. So make sure you get notified. I'll see you back here tomorrow. Thank you all for the follows. Take care.